We all know that Instagram is a very visual place, but believe it or not, captions are equally as important to finding success on Instagram. Hey everyone, I'm Nina Zadeh, co-founder of Sidewalker Daily. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We talk about all things social media and influencer marketing. And if you are a ride or die Sidewalker fan, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to get into the world of captions, especially on Instagram. When you think about captions, I feel like people don't tend to put enough emphasis on the importance of a solid caption. So in this video, I want to help you figure out how to write Instagram captions that are compelling and that are going to help you engage with your audience. And before I jump in, make sure you just subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell so that you can be notified when there is a new video on all things social. Okay, so let's just get into it. I don't want to do any fluff. I want to just go straight into all good things captions, because as you guys know, if you watch my videos, I like to dive deep and I like to really just give you guys everything that I know as much as I can. So I think the first place to start when we're talking about captions would be the opening line. We need a hook. Now, if you look on your Instagram and you look at a caption, you're gonna see the little button, see more. It's not a button, excuse me. It's right in the caption. After the first sentence or so, there's a little button that says see more, and you have to click it. And that's how you read the rest of the caption. So here's the thing. You could spend so much time on your caption and no one is even clicking the little see more button to see the rest of it, right? So Instagram isn't showing all your caption all at once. It's just showing the first line. So that first line needs to be engaging. It needs to have a hook. It needs to interest people to click that see more button. So think about what are things that are engaging. So when you're doing an opening line, you're gonna wanna provoke, curiosity, maybe starting off with a question or something that is very, storytelling in nature. You want to capture their interest at that first line. So for example, you're not going to want to start off with hashtags, right? In that first sentence, it's going to look spammy and will probably drive the user away from clicking. So I would definitely start off with a hook, and I would think about it strategically when you're planning your captions out. Is this first line going to captivate my audience? Now, my second question that I think a lot of people often ask me, Nina, what's the deal with the caption length? Do I do long? Do I do short? Here's the thing. Instagram is a free-flowing place. Things are always changing. There is no one way to do things. I think back in the day, especially when we first started on Instagram, it was punchy little one-liners, like the witty puns and one or two sentences max. And now you see people writing novels on their Instagram caption, which I am all about as well. And here's the thing, there's not a right or wrong. It's what's the strategy and the intent of the caption and the length. So if it's justified to have a lot of text in it because you're really storytelling and you're diving deep, then I say go for it. If you're just filling it up with empty words just to feel that you're writing long captions because everyone else is writing long captions, then I would stick and I would say be concise and to the point. So here's the thing. If you're looking for a straight answer from me, I'm going to tell you do both. I'm going to tell you do both. And this leads to my third tip, which is use your insights. See which post does better. What captions are engaging your audience more? You can actually do this by just looking at your insights and seeing, okay, did my post with a long caption, have a higher success rate, or did my post with a little one? And constantly test your platform. Remember, if you guys have worked with me on one-on-one coaching or group coaching, I'm a big fan of testing everything. Test, fail, mess up, test again, do it again. So as much as you can test, the better. You don't want to take your account so personally that that you're not, you're not letting yourself test things and make mistakes. The people who overthink it and the perfectionists in their captions are getting left behind. I'd rather have you just post something and have it flop, and then you realize this is why it flopped because you're thinking about it strategically and analytically and using your insights, than someone who's just going to overthink it and then still you don't know. Remember, there's so many things out of our control when it comes to Instagram. I just did a video on the Instagram algorithm, so you may want to check that out to get a refresher on the algorithm, but sometimes Instagram messes up. So when you're doing your captions in terms of length, yes, it's important for you to realize what works for you. But know that ultimately your insights will also help you determine if this is a good route for you or not. Another tip I always suggest to my clients, my influencers, my content creators, my creatives who I work with on their strategy is having a call to action, the CTA. So this is very marketing, but what it really means is, what's the purpose? Like, what are you asking your audience to do? Is it to share the post, to comment, to leave an emoji, to participate in the conversation? Call to actions are a great way to engage your audience and to test your influence, to see if people are actually clicking the link in your bio or swiping up. As of now, if you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, you can ask for them to swipe up. That's a call to action. Or to click the link in your bio. That's a call to action. By including these call to actions, I don't know how many times I can possibly say that phrase in a video, but by having all these different call to actions in your post, what you're actually doing is letting your post be shareable, and you're telling your audience, hey, do this. Now, I know it may seem like, why am I telling them to do this? Sometimes people need a little push. They're not thinking. So when I say, hey, subscribe to my channel, I'm giving you a call to action. I'm trying to remind you, because it gets hard. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Now, my next tip is going to be, because I'm all about engagement and I'm all about using all the real estate that Instagram gives us to show off our brand identity, use your captions as a place to show off your personality and to build true connection with your audience. Let them in. Storytelling is the number one way to attract an audience. People feel connected. People want the human experience. Remember, social media was created to help us connect. So the more, connectful, I don't know if that's a word, but the more that your post connects with the end user, yes, that's it. The more that your caption connects with someone, the more chances you have of gaining them as a follower, potential client, or someone that you would want to work with in the future. So use your captions as an opportunity to share your brand voice, your vibe, your personality. Sometimes I think that people get shy, on Instagram, on stories. So I'll often say, okay, for my shyer people who aren't willing to be on camera as much, then open up in the captions, share something about you. If you're actually looking for ways to build that authentic connection with your audience, then you're gonna love Insta Authentic. We actually have over 400 prompts that we share with our community on ways to get the conversation started in your caption. So definitely check that out below. I've left a link for you guys so that you guys can take those prompts and use them in your captions to develop an engaged and authentic community. Authenticity, you guys, is the number one driver of trust, and trust drives engagement, and engagement drives followers, and followers drive sales, or whatever your endpoint is. So it all starts at the very top, which is authenticity. Okay, in terms of another tip for you guys when it comes to your captions, I know we talked a lot about brand voice, but I also want to talk about using it as a way to connect with others. So include other people, mention them. Like, for example, if there's someone that inspired you or someone that you want to connect with, tag them in your caption. This is actually that will notify that person that you've tagged them, and hey, who knows, maybe you can build a social relationship with them, find ways to collaborate in the future. This happens to us all the time. If we get tagged in a caption, I'll definitely go to that account and take a look. People say, oh, I just saw Sidewalker Daily's video on Reels, or like whatever. By tagging me, it draws my interest to their account, right? So this is something that you can do. Tag other people, mention other people in your caption. Put the little @ and mention them as a way to potentially communicate. And this goes with hashtags. You can also do specific hashtags in your caption, because guess what? People now are not only searching hashtags, they're following hashtags. You can click the little follow button on a certain hashtag, and so now instead of like following an account, the people that follow a hashtag, they will see your post in their feed just like that. So it's really great for you if you're using certain hashtags that people follow. It'll be a really great way to get your post, more visibility. Now, I'll often get asked, people are like, Nina, should I use emojis in my hashtag? Should I use emoji in my captions? And my answer is yes, depending on your brand, your personality, your tone. It really depends on how you want to perceive yourself. Obviously, emojis are playful, but they also help with breaking up the I with so much text. You see, we live in a skimming type of society. We are all skimmers. Everyone is skimming. People are not reading word by word, which also ties into another tip of the importance of line breaks and spacing in your caption. You guys, I cannot stress this enough. There are tons of apps for free that will space out your caption. So it's not a big block of chunky text. No one's gonna read it. You need to break it up so that the eye can clearly skim and read. And that's where you can incorporate emojis if you would like. So I hope you guys like this quick crash course on how to write better captions. I wanna make sure you let me know in the comments below if you have used any of these tips or what tips do you do to have captions. Oh, before I end, I just thought of one more and I want to share it. Another thing that you can also do is if you have a really good idea for a caption, keep it in your notes on your phone. People do this a lot of times when they're structuring maybe their reels or creative content, but you can do this with your caption too. If you stumble upon something really great, a good quote or a story or something that touched you, or if you're at work and you had a moment that you want to share with your audience later, write it down so you can come back to it and draft that caption, because sometimes the ideas come to us, but we're not ready to post. And then when it's time to post, we're like, ugh, what do I even talk about? So getting those captions in some sort of like document on your phone or notes or however you want to get organized so that you can come back to them will really help you when you're planning out your content. Okay, now I'm done for real. I wanted to say, definitely leave a comment. I want to see what you guys are saying. I love, love, love reading your comments. I read each and every one of them. So shout out to everyone who does leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe to this video, call to action, and I will see you guys in the next